radio angoma so bebre Jonadwempa Bokrom Abotan so Aban Tafo Market The Rose Corner Market Heaven Bayaje Atonsu Old Town Caterpillar and Monya won Kanyame Nsuta Kwachi Dida Amangwa Sepa Solo Sewia Boaso Chris Kote Dasibe Information Center Central Market Jinyame Information Center Abram New Town No Weapon Patasie Enkachi Offenso Masi New Life Information Center Manso Dubiamanse South Maranatha Information Center Offenso Kokote Ahene Mata no Dumasi Jesus Rain Information Center Achoma Ofuodia Jasi Jenjen Jasi
Oyerepa News.
Asudankwan yadibo brimpo basapon nya grupon ochedi ampon se enye ya hoodin enye ya no odin enye ya ni edin ya so odin na so to ya bodin anopai ayememne da onyagopon we so ebraso no siakase ne de ebeso mo ne adimo akotire ene se atoyamantem so for Western Regional Minister de atomra shebedwafie say assembly members no yemo mu common fund no mu bre wo mu ko mu bu e wo mu lecture area ahodo mu
na senso eye dum so be unity kakra ne nyana say asogri power plant no mpini for so mbuofu aban de omka nti eye nyame ayadom ma enya mpopoye bi afiri ho aba
ECG Power Queens eye ekuo bi a wo mu ne ade pa wo mu adadwumadi kase bi adia ebeboa ama ema enya ahoden apomden enya jinabia ekron wo mayimu
Conference of Heads of Assistant Secondary School Charles mpinifo asantemantam so woni aso nhyehyɛ foforo a Ghana Education Service dia ba ebeboa ma ene enwomesua no yenuam fon wanfo no ahye ase busumi yem
Asin constituency e won fifi mantemu Central Region efitafo aha 100 500 ena yede adiamo omo a omode kwa akodi wonum dwuma wo mo pempam ade nso eka ho bi ye be kyeremu e de akyeremu
ade ekopiem amanse west ne south nso a ne nyina se mrase bedwani dada na onyamuma na nanom ade hye wo ho ekyeremu se eno bi ha no pa aden nti na okasa ekyeremu e wo ha ye de ebesom no pe
biye de sidema bosheba electricals won na won kania papa enkania hodo wires ahodo wo ya wiring ufie open wires papa eye bosheba electricals anoma no Energy Commission of Ghana G Atom Edum PZ keyetia enhwe ni mu abranch ba ko ewo ho PZ won so antiata akofo edan ni mu bosheba baabi aye kan news yi bosheba building headquarters obenya Oyerepa edan mu a bosheba electricals ewo ha fresh 0322 030 838 0541 125 339 Anopai yenya mutie nkan ya me Piesie Lardi mene
Asonaba Kwabena Amoateng kasebo ne nkyeremu enie yenim se besemle kakra nie wa obekofie no bu se na dum so na abayi niti asa akolabo ne bi a akodi bipra gro bi ewo fitire ana obefie ne hufuban na obeta fitire kakra na wahwe se ya anye dede a na oban kakra bu so afi be wi ase na odu pipe ano ne nyina ne se dum so na yi niti kakra na eno ne anya ntie se yenuanom a omo na eboa aban enyankane na omo so fanse omo de omo fanse independent power producers no na asogri eka ho bi na okiremu ana aban de omo ka ekado so fu amu edru yi pa na obo aban no a na kese finance minister on se eduru bi agina ha na yeba ade be che no be gina ho a na kese finance minister we ofurata onte wonka no se yente wonka de na se ne tibia ene pamno twamno ni nyina se yejai ni ya se yedum no nti fi besemre kakra ni ye obokofie no no nsia bebo no obo se ne yedum kan ya bese du baako adumie no tie yi a na yaso de ama wade chi a na kese na ekona nso na yenya information bia na se nkra e bia free eye aso ne ma se dum so asaba na sa na eye kado sopo aban ede sa asogri power plant empenifo na no na aka ho bia na omo ye se kenora nyame ya adoma nka eye nhyimude betuma koso na ka omo a eye ankonkra ede enyamkane a ede som aman a aban eti ohon kanom enka meeting ahodo e wo so komo ye na asoye no hwe na aban nyina hwe kwan fa so e ka ode omo no ebetima aban no na nhyimude no amaso ene sentrofo won kran bupuni mantem bopin ewura Mahama Samuel Mahama na ebisa so no managing director e ba ne sen na meeting ama so no so de nti ama so nyina no asem de atadwifo wa Ghana atede ene se nyame adom aban tima nya sika do so pu be se ye million be se aduasa America dollars no ebunu no aduasa na yesi yetimi anya ye de ama asogri mpanifo nti ye de mo amo de omuni age pa mo maka sika no hia no mo kan wie no o makoso nkane no.
Sonana Sogli has received $30 million from the government of Ghana, and the conversations are far advanced for a second tranche of another $30 million to be paid to them. As it stands now, Asogli has always been an integral part of our group. They are one of the first IPPs, and they've always treated Ghana fairly when it comes to how they have structured their PPA. So they are a very good growth partner that we intend to grow with. So we've even come up with a new way to renegotiate our standing PPA to make it much more efficient and much more cheaper for the good people of Ghana. They received it somewhere yesterday, so they have the money now. They were magnanimous enough to send me an apology, and we've moved on from that.
Yewie na ebisa Sarah Mahame wadaroma senezi mudi sikai ama omo amakan a omani age omaso no ebi sensi bi no so mpini se ehunhun prenu seneti bia no aban de omo gu akwam na de asie no enya de besi bi.
With everything, it's all about communication and conversations. We've had a long-standing and conversation with them. We've come up with new structures. We've come up with new payment schedules, and I think everybody is now comfortable. To be very honest, the conversations Sonana Sogli had, which caused them to come up with what they did, has nothing to do with their current payments, but mostly to do with their legacy payments, which is the old debt, the old outstanding debt. So we've come a long way from that, and we are moving forward. They're supposed to be covered somewhere next week. So the conversations are far advanced for them to receive it next.
Adesima Mayor Samuel Mahama managing director the Electricity Company of Ghana.
Yentua and some no elsewhere. Ghana your way assembly members no yenchia wanum ka. And now when common fund for toast from Kubia or Mujina so Edi so my electoral area ebetumpon. Nanso yehwemu pa no a eyi yo obeto we no onamase ato zafre no me koto me bedi ni ato zafre no me koda nyame ase ni ato zafre no me be lunch ma de na assembly member na hoyi eni afre na me be ko suku oba na assembly man oso opema daka ada ya wodi koja electoral area ba kwa hweyi a ebre so de koto aba wanso adaka no a ye nto aba ma no wo mu bre pa Omotua Momozano Atatai. Western Regional Minister Toyman Temuswa for and Honorable Kwabena Amoateng Mensa. Why MP Ewo Takrade Abato Empesano so was the Moya, whose assembly members no one more papa. And he said, "Yeah, woman, I for common fund, no, and Kaya MP common funder, and also a bit me, Gina, so no more dear boy, one more electoral area for me with some mobile, or my bibia, and Kabapa, I'm a multimedia moody, and electoral area who do a mono, at me according.
A lot of our assemblies are finding it so difficult to be able to solve the problems of the people. And the more we are not able to solve the problems, naturally the enthusiasm to be voting, coming to queue to vote becomes a problem. Mr. Speaker, one area you realize is that even though the common fund is about 5%, if you look at what comes to the MPs and you see how effective it is in solving community problems or individual problems, naturally when it gets to parliamentary elections, people rally around the MPs. Unfortunately, when you get to the level of the district assemblies, the assemblymen do not have their own common fund. They just don't have it. So in situations where they can quickly respond to the needs of their people, Mr. Speaker, it becomes a difficulty. And when we are not solving problems, naturally we don't expect people to be enthusiastic about queuing up and coming to vote for our people. So I believe that we have to relook or rethink the mechanisms of spending money at the assembly level.
Was it the pay assembly my wabai? Yan who's why impuntu duma bia. A beden will be a sorano passa me kwa kodila so to ato santene ato aba assemblyman inti yemmo foto emma wo mo sɛ gɔta bi ne yɛpa yɛde ayɛ nsamsoɔ bi a yɛsi assemblyman ba yɛ na bɛyɛ yɛ ɛno nipa no kɔtɔ aba wɔn sɛ daakye bia no wɔn bɛyi wɔn ne mfaso pa mfaso soronko bi ɛɛbanyɛ asɔ dɛm collection 1 cedi 10 cedi 100 cedis a wɔn bɛyi ami ehu sɛ wɔn yɛ assemblyman ɛna wɔn kɔgya amanfoɔ yie ɛno ɛna ehia nkorɔfoɔ na ɔtoa so ɛkyerɛ mu ɛsɛ sɛsia no mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ yɛde amanyɔsɛm na yi wɔn egyina amanyɔsɛm so wɔyɛ MPP ni mato ama no wɔyɛ DC ni mato ama wɔyɛ CPP ni mato ama no na ɛba no assemblymen so aba no a ɛne deɛ yɛnyɛ ne saa ɛba sɛ ɛnyɛ yie bɛɛdɛn ɛna electoral area no a ɛno yɛ mɛnsini ne mpɔtamu bi afa pɛm no ɛnyina amanyɔsɛm so na abatɔ mpɛsua no deɛ ɛno no yɛde gyina amanyɔsɛm so ato aba ama mmarahyɛ badwani.
Mr. Speaker, what we should also understand is that it's because of the partisan nature of the election, of the partisan nature of parliamentary elections. That is why we are able to build a lot of momentum. Unfortunately for the assembly elections, we don't have that. And I believe that we have to revisit the voting of our DCEs by the general public. And at the same time, the voting of our assembly members on partisan basis. I believe that if we are able to do that, we'll be able to use that to move people and build a momentum for the local assembly election. Because we can never put a partisan system on a non-partisan system. I believe that if we are ready to build momentum, or if we want to build momentum for these assembly elections, then one, we have to make the assembly elections partisan, and we should also make the DC election partisan. So there will be partisan on the ground and the partisan on top.
Honorable Kwabena Amoateng Western Regional Minister ato emantem esofo.
Na Piesie you say na swatrank aso ya kan atwi mini akofia da bi say. Ghana the whole Ghana no kwa nipa
swatrank pa.
Yes. Omo bre pa.
Yes, obeto abana no sa no man wo moka. Some assembly members be the ho jingles. Obi aka me di we kwa ha na me ye say na me ye say. But say dodo no a. So
Inti ya ma mo common fan na ka be bo omo.
Oh yes.
Na wetim de bibi.
Say bi America common fan
da say na obu akonta kire ho. Na say fa hwe nche omo nsem. Wa ma ne tumi bibi anta ato.
That's right. Inti say de obetimi aya na ogigi we so we friend no aba. We sa we di kodi ayi an nem tu anaje wontimi na wo yen fra assemblyman.
Obi di gano kra. Obi gano kra.
No nkomo no
mu. Obi ba ya onye busuani kra nso. Uni ma mamre kra na ja usua. Yo bafo wi am ina ebre wa chemade enti amanfo emoam yento aso ne yenko yenim se be na otwini na Ghana Education Service ide hihye ba se enuanom nkuma awie school a okọ ntoaso school no nka onko na ontimi kọhye enwomesu ase na ka ho bi ama nipa bebre e de ba abatan dodo no anso e de nkrata hodo ba PTA hodo de ba se emmo sanse ye hwese ne eye busumi ewom ye bronya busumi na afi ye kọ awie enchekro mo kwensu be na otwemienu miensa pe na omo sa ebe fie no ekatwitwidi a abatan ebebo akototo nam dwom akototo nneoma akọ mayen enkwala dia ku school no na kese ya de a ebitimi aboa nti no parliament kra etumi sori dom kuma ewo emase bedwam so sori kra kire wa adwen nanso Ghana Education Service me de maka na maka enam so ama bese na otwini de enkwala dodo na fi dwara be peme ne a me no kase dodo no a etimi atonyo ma na dodo na de ye okoro ebi nso egu ahoboa so efi adwara na de kono beko na no aka ho bi ama santimantem anso no Conference of Heads of Assistant Secondary School from Charles say secondary schools ahodo no omo headmasters ahodo da no eka mo hubo mo say ekui na oba bonten say say a Ghana Education Service aba wani sopa eyi sanse maybe abesen ekonom ne yenim say September abosome aye bobosome na ye sha academic calendar no yetimi sha enwumesu ase na enam COVID-19 kodiewu ebaye na asesane o mabebre enunti onim se sabusumi se na Ghana Education Service ayedie na je se bitima kusiso pepepe ama calendar na wo hodada na yetima nyanti hihye ya ifri bese na hotwini etima koso nyina no onso obo apro na otete onua no enka na je se hihye no gu akwampa nti obese Ghana fo se nyina ne eye Ghana Education Service fo enya adwen na hihye na aba no yensum.
I believe that we work with time. It's a semester-based schooling system in this country, and I believe that if we don't start at this time, it will be difficult for the yearly mandate. Currently, the GES would want to revert to the original September reopening. So if they should shift this to January, it will be very difficult for them to get that thing done, I think, by 2025 or so, that they want to revert to the September reopening date. So I think all in all, it's good that they have come. Most of the students are in school. Some are also preparing to come. So as and when they come, we will do our best to teach them. And I believe that, yes, as teachers, they must be able to rest and then refresh their minds for the next task ahead.
Yewra Zakaria Suleiman Yabua na eye dwemtweni di masantimantem Charles na eno achi na ochirim se we de okra koto na serewa lesson kwala bi obu ha na se bi enuane ahodo a se bi odi wo fie no se na dodo no ayem so no amode ba no competima de omuntu wo sere aban ne se brano enuane a wo se odi ma achecherefo school ahodo na omso no amankwala yi no nka brano de we mu abai de aban no enka no ho hyepa na sikanem rantentem
and with logistics, they have just come. And all other items that they are supposed to get will be given to them in due course. As and brought to us, we will also give it to them. But all in all, I can say that all schools are ready and they are preparing food for the students without any cause of alarm. We've been giving food items as a region. Like I said, I'm speaking for Ashanti. We've been giving food items. We have something to give the students, and once they are here, we will thank the government for preparing adequately to meet the Form 1s who are now in school. And then what we can also, see is that once they've started, we will plead with the GS management to make monies available so that we don't get stuck somewhere.
Adesima Mayura Zakaria Suleiman Yeboa Ejumtuni di ma Conference of Head of Assistant Secondary School Charles and Yefro.
ECG Ejubekuo mechire Ejubekuo mo hwe se enyinam ahode enyam nkania no yebeto ama yen yetofiri wonum eho omu okuo eye emakuo omu makuo no omu from ECG Power Queens Club enya frishia aduasa enum 35 years omu gina so omu didai no mudi ye no mo se enso wa omu asa ate ade foforo bi omfra ne fem power na fem power no o se eba beboa ama emo omu do fekuo no ebi etimi asole abaye akasefo ewo ECG adwumakuo no mu we ye manager na we aye say na ese enkonko a Mami Fremo separe chief of staff Aban Heliman wo Aban office honomo was say first and second ladies just a Ghana first lady omampanyi eyire ene omampanyi abedi akire eyire so omosi ani omani abri omohwe se ma bedi ye wo mai mo empo to a ededa party so no omohwe se be ni ye amayen na ma timi ato amoase yi kura kire se wo mu ehye mankran wo mu ye de betimi abo ama ema hoden wo mai mu.
They are not missing in action. Lots of work is being done, maybe not in Accra or in Kumasi, but in villages where you hardly go. But in terms of mother and child care health, these are activities that empower women because it strengthens them to be able to access other resources. There's been a lot of calls, and the calls you always may mention one MP that stands up to say it, but behind the scenes have been more calls who have people like the first and second ladies who are very much grassroots oriented people and really do a lot of outreach programs.
I will never say that it is easy to be in a male dominated area. In fact, it's not easy to be a woman leader in this country. Everywhere you go in a boardroom, you may be the only female or one or two. Sometimes they even forget to say ladies and gentlemen, they say gentlemen. So, because we are missing at the boardroom.
Mami Frema Osepare ye Abahelimai. Our Omampen, His Excellency Jubilee House Megida Sarawucha, Nado Dankwa Ekufuado, Asieho, Managing Director Emma ECG, Hura Samuel Mahama, was say Ayesuku. ensi achiba scholarship no a wo mo aye no o kirekire mu senti asade no wo mo bomodin esi abrankete ama no abaso.
I'm very excited because it has been one of the passionate projects for me since I took over as MD of Electricity Company of Ghana. The Power Queens have always been very dear to me. They've supported me in a lot of programs and endeavors that we've undertaken, and I personally took an interest because I've supported most of their projects going forward. Management's main aim is to try and get more women into management roles. So ours is to make sure that we train them, give them the right capacity for them to come into those management roles. Currently, since Cynthia retired, she was replaced by a man, so the number of women in management has dropped by 1. But we are on a path to make sure that the number of women that are directors, that number increases. At the right time, now that has been launched, they will share the details of how it's going to be managed and how you can apply and all of that. All of that is going to be structured properly for us to see how best to reach everybody at their point of need.
Samuel Mahama, a managing director of Panikpa. Wada ECG ano
yo ane yenko yanimu na yeko piemu wo maso kwanta na amrase bedwani dada na ogire mu de manananom na de hye wo mpotam ho kire se no bi hanom na yesi ona buchechire mu wo se wo kire mu nyina ne se enu na oye mese bedwani no na otimi eboae lobby ya otimi rural office obo ho akra obo community bo ha na opa akwan ko ompesa asunti no obo kono o se twen na meba ebo ka odidi obetra na echi ya nyame ya adon ni pa na ewie no na kasa nyame ya adom ama be se akwantimpo be se edudie na odi aso bo fo mo na num se de edure die twadwefo wa nanka omokwa so omokọ nanso bepem ene akoyo dae ekwan nyina kesinsamu na eno ana odi na no atum bi se otiekire die nanso otimi ma nsa so kabi na de oka nyina ne se obesre se aban ewom sasinity aban ebo no homode pa na mu gebe ya koma ebi ensom sanse Ghana ha constituency ahodo 47 nyina eco meeting omokoto aba no na se manso kwanta mpotamo ene di first a otia konya so na no onum sete tie bia de nkaja kwa abirefo ba bitu omo na nkaja omotimi akwan etima eye na ka 10 rules die getimi ya na ka otima koine so besim ne manso fo no ane da so ye guest SP ane kese akwan bone de asante mu ade wahura gina animum na no na o kire mu se nka be ya akaba no ebebo am se bitima bona akwan ahodo a atete akemu no nkaban emwa na mpuntunyuma etimi koso potemo.
I'm targeting roughly about 60 kilometers to do the reshaping for the people of Manson Kwanta constituency. You recall that some time ago I was a member of parliament here and I lobbied for almost 10 of the routes, total about 110 kilometers to be given to contracts. As at the time that I was leaving office as a member of parliament, 10 routes have been awarded to contracts. But the reality is that even when I left, they were on the road working. But at some point, they all deserted. They have abandoned the routes. People have been complaining here and there. I don't want certain to happen. At some point, I asked myself, can I come to the route and do possibly maybe reshaping? I ask so many questions because roads that are under contract, it becomes difficult for you to go to the route. But for almost 4 years, without anything, I felt that the best thing to do is to do the reshaping for the people of Manson Kwanta.
Adesima Maera Joseph Abetkwam enso bon homode na odi nsam etudwe o chechire mu nyina no na ono aso de ye machines ahodo asi akwan no so ba bia opiepie gum na ja bonka abedem no kais ahodo bitimi dia akwane aba no na odi sa adwuma yi no di nsam tu centrofo
yo ye to so e ne ko papa ye emu ye de ko central region de fifi mantem asun south e constituency ye abato mpeso yi emra shebedwani any honorable Reverend John Ntimfojwo make us say why ya dry papa or so near was grandson and yuma or honomo when we say bebo wa masatena pa bebo Ghana ebema Ghana mine so etumpon and to make us say a man mema wo mo epama de efidie de pam ade sewing machine has 300 or the ache won and a hair dryers and so ahead no wasi wei ene ne nsam ade a ono so timi dia bo wo mo am wakọ wo nim
This is Sunkubia, my name is DC, the friend of MP's Artisans and Skill Support Program. Now, I say, yeah, boy, Eco School, and your free SHS, free TVET, Aqua, Omo Winswa, yeah, boy, Mako University, Hodwo, na, yeah, boy, being so, to me, Aqua, and ya, Ejuma Hodwo, na, Omo dia boy, Moho, and Omo Busiani of mine, na, yeah, Kai, Omo Swa, Omo Diane, San Juma, Omo electricians, Omo tailors, Omo seamstress, Omo tree, and Numa Hodwo, Tisano, yeah, success from Kwan. They boa ye training among akande ni fidia also edebe wom na wom team come generating skills are between edia enya apprentices and training wom na at the same time so enya customers bebre na wom so afa so ede etumpon na aboa o mine puntiu sanse se nipa no etuminya machine edebe ni shop na customers ba omo betia bibi betia eto so ede amomine no ntino eye eboa GDP no overall na eno na ya factory ho so the whole constituency no yeah check 500 sewing machines and hair dryers diama womo a eba be pom ho na omo pom ho ncheye sabre munya ho de ntino untumi mi wom
yo Honorable Reverend John Intim Fodwo ohwenanimu ananim te ne ensam twerefo paparazzi ka ho obi anu se wo ya adroye popopopopom Piesie kura so ko ni program kakra wo bedie oboa o manembo uda woyɛ adɔyɛ paa ɔtaa yɛ nyɛ we nko a Honorable Ntimfodwo ekiremu sɛ de sewing machine no apempam machine no wɔde mama na mema de no so ɛba and the GMPC startup capital na ɛba ya ne yɛ de ma wɔ mo
ye remfi mema no ye won success nko so de ma mema enche ye ne GMPC for eye nkabom bi e de tools ane akande ne certificate ye trainee artisans mema bi mu electricians bi carpenters plumbers barber for ne ade won so wie ye no ye ma won so akande ye ma won certificate kan ho enti ye duru ma ne so a ye che saa sewing machine ne hair dryer si ama wo eno nti no ye sra wi bi a wanya bi no mo fa saa machine ko se dem mo nkoton machine ne mo oni sika odi be bie shop kese kra onya obi brand emukura on fa machine nkosi no hyase obenya customer ba ko mienu miensa emu tre no benya hoden yakobie shop a edimu
yo Honorable Reverend John Ntimfodwo eno waye member of parliament emroso badwani owo Asen South abato empesua no eso na woni a onya chede bi si hallelujah usuro nyame ampa daase ebimra bio onimonyamfo onyankopon Israel kai ko keri wayade
Ponshao so makaye na omo ama machine biso aso yeso bebi biala omunya kanpi akopon hye ho no
menya hair dry na yebeda ye mpiase se de waya maye ne yeni so eno nti yeso abri nyina no ye tayo no so na chi e obibie
me free me no me na yeda mp yeda na asun ade a waya maye ono betuma aboa ma yenya hoden yetumi yeda ye de kan bebi onye se no free di yeda madu no yakopon ankasa nhye ho ma na afise da mo etumu aye bia ma fufurofo mo sen yen de numpo bi asendam ti na me ya sewing machine na me
sewing machine o wantimi amotimi bo wanya na ade wo de ko ono aboda wo mra enti omofo aseda obi ye bibi ma wada na se eno no yo ya wie ye de kase no asimo mo live on Facebook so YouTube so onyankopon enhwiramo ewo de mo ye ebrebia mo ne ye na mo nyankopon enhwiramo kuyi komi moya de
ene aha ene edum besie ye baide na anope ye bana banu memidin de Asonaba Kwabena Amoateng meniminu aba
Piesie Lardi ya sorry sometime otu champon so
afi baby
Hall of Fame sometime.
Hall
of Fame. Award no the legend. Primus inter pares. The aficionado. The aficionado. Wobetena say na all the weekends edition.
Atwaso. Birthday and twaso. Happy birthday sonko enkomo ye nuaba Annette. Awo Germany memu. Annette na unuanom a eye eku afram se ahintasem club members na fin so sister Angie ono so US memu omunyina na aka bom se inuaba onyankopon emfa nkwa enka ho mfiedodo enhyira wom ahondi wom bambo wom na nyankopon emfa nka ho happy birthday sister nyankopon emwa
Ora Emmanuel Oduro Korea NSMI Jimmy Clemfo Echimchimu fidie no medi edi Piesie Lardi mene
Asonaba Kwabena Amoateng
Domino's Vobiscum